Hear John Boehner tell it. He's had it with business as usual in Washington. Reform and change are good. Earmarks are out. Transparency is in. So in our third story, his most recent maneuvering couldn't be more clear. Mr. Boehner and the GOP leadership determining whether to make an independent agency on ethics disappear. How's that for transparency? The Office of Congressional Ethics facing the Republican chopping block. The agency charged with vetting ethics complaints and referring cases in need of further investigation to the bipartisan House Ethics Committee. Brendan Buck, Transition Office, telling the National Journal that Mr. Boehner will, quote, take a look at current ethics rules. Don't hold your breath. Ethics have, quote, really not been the focus of our transition efforts. You say more than you know, sir. Curious, considering two members of the GOP transition team were previously investigated by the very agency we're talking about. Jeb Hensarling of Texas, John Campbell of California. Hensarling, the GOP conference chair designate, was cleared of all charges, while Campbell is still under investigation by the Ethics Committee. The nonpartisan Sunlight Foundation, which has been working with GOP leaders on transparency, believes the leadership, quote, won't vote publicly to kill the OCE, but will simply quietly defund it next year. The office was first proposed by Speaker Pelosi as a way to drain the swamp following the fallout after the conviction of super lobbyist Jack Abramoff. Mr. Boehner voted against the office's creation in 2008, has repeatedly questioned its worth, but one group is now questioning Boehner, the Ohio Liberty Council, a coalition of Tea Party groups. President Chris Littleton telling the Hill newspaper, if they move in the opposite direction of transparency that this office provides, I think we will be very upset about that. Symbolically, it's a huge problem for them. They should be as transparent as they can be. Any opposition to that would be inappropriate on their part.